Thank you so much for joining me, E. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your time. Most importantly, I want to talk about your book, Highs and Lows, book 1. I know you are a Mississippi photographer, Mississippi native.
Yeah, all my life.
And I just want to get your perspective on why you decided to create this book filled with art. So, like I said, Mississippi photographer, Mississippi native, and then along with now published author. You could say that.
I've been dreaming mine for the longest, so I'm glad everything coming together how it is. But the process of this book, I always wanted to highlight the Mississippi community, so that's why, like for some pages, I went to MJ Tires and Wheels. I wanted to highlight local artists, like just shine light on people that don't get enough credit. So I traveled to Miami, Los Angeles, and just traveled throughout the pandemic and just documented my friends and just created a book about it. So I just felt like it was necessary. I've done zines in the past, but I just wanted this to be a little bit different. So that's why I went through Amazon, got it published. I just want to create a whole different feel for my debut project. I feel like the debut is the most important for artists. So.
Right, it is, it is. Talk about your journey growing up in Mississippi and what has that looked like?
Well, I grew up in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, which is the Delta, very small town, not too much there. But in 07, I moved to Jackson/Byram, and I just think growing up in Mississippi, it's not as much opportunity, but that's one thing that I want to improve in the city. So me starting everything serious in 2017, I found out about curators in the city like Fly Walker, the murals, and I found out there was a creative motion already going on. So I just figured I could come in and add my own value and just make the city more known. So that's one thing I want to do, is just bring the inspiration back to the city to bring more opportunities to people that want to do what I do. So
yeah, because I will say that photography has really kind of skyrocketed in a sense, and the creative zone and creativity in others, especially in Black culture, has really kind of been highlighted. So that leads to my next question. With Highs and Lows, your published book, it showcases the diversity of Black culture and also experiences that represent, the unique style of Black culture. What inspired you to capture those elements in those pages?
I want to document the South. Like my main inspo is in New Orleans. In New Orleans, so much culture in New Orleans. So I shot the cover in 7th Ward of New Orleans, and my friend Aaron, and we just had this idea. We actually shot it on the last day of 2020, shot it on New Year's Eve, and we came into the new year just on a new level, just a new mind frame. So definitely just New Orleans inspired really the whole book. So that's why I wanted to highlight Miami, Atlanta, just all the southern states. So that's pretty much it.
And so this isn't your first project per se.
Yeah, it's not my first project, it's my 4th project. I've done 3 projects in the past.
Okay, so explain, your start with those projects to this one, because this one is major.
Yeah, 2019, I was just doing self-published, just putting all my work into 28-page zine and just selling it to my friends. It wasn't like a wide copy. I made maybe 12 to 15 copies, and it was just if my friends wanted it, you could buy it from me. It's only if you knew me. So with those, it was just very limited. But with this book, I got more stock now. So so I have more time, and my mind frame is different from when I first started. So I definitely think me doing a hardcover really was a switch the game up for me.
Talk about that transition from your mental health or your mental stability in your first moments of creating your first batches of art to now.
Back then, like I said, it was just a dream. So I was nervous on my first one, but I just feel like every one I did after, I learned something from it. Whether it's building relationships with people, networking, I just learned something from each project. So now that I'm on my 4th one, I know way more than what I did when I first started. So just picking up on game and traveling, meeting new people. Because every book I traveled to a different state. So, like I said, for my first one, I traveled to Vancouver, Canada, out of the state for the first time, out of the country, and it just got my passport, and it was just a different experience for me. So, like I said, each book was different.
So how do you choose the location?
It's randomly, whatever I'm inspired by. Like, so my next one, I want to travel to Atlanta and document the Atlanta scene. So whatever I'm feeling in the moment, that's pretty much how it is, whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah, so you just kind of get up and go. Well, really get inspired and then go.
Yeah, basically. I have a notebook. I write everything down, all my ideas. So, yeah.
I saw a post that you shared on social media, specifically your Instagram, and you shared that you had this idea for years.
Oh, yeah. Anybody can tell you. Yeah.
So talk about why is taking time on your craft and staying focused so important?
It's important to me because I feel like anybody that's creating, they should want to look as original as possible. So I just feel like taking time with your craft, because I feel like our society now is just everything is microwave, it's instant. So I want to be the example that you can take your time with it, because the more time you take, the more things you can work on. Because I feel like you don't have to rush everything you do. So I just feel like taking time has always been big to me, because I want to be known as like putting out my best work and not just have projects, you know. So I feel like anybody that take their time with their craft, I respect it. So I just feel like I just want the society to move in a different direction and really take time with stuff. So
yeah. Why do you think that everything has become instantaneous?
Social media, just the new age. They want everything now. Like, I feel like books are going out of style because everything is on Instagram. You can scroll, but I don't think print is dead. So that's one thing I want to keep alive is film and actually print posters, print. I think people seeing it in person gives a different impact. You can actually feel it. Versus Instagram is instant. Like, you see it for 2 seconds and you go on to the next thing. So I just feel like we gotta like stop that as far as the creative community. I just want to. We need to remember the old roots and never forget. So I want to. It's okay to balance the two, but definitely I just want everybody to take their time.
Yeah. Would you say that is the reason why your projects have been print based?
Yeah, print. Because I don't want people to just know my work just on social media. I want you to feel it. That's why I do pop-ups. Like 2020, I did a tour. I did 5 cities, independently invested. I did LA, Atlanta, Vancouver got postponed because of COVID. But yeah, I just travel in the South, and I'm just trying to build my name in person because I want to leave an impact on people in person and social media. But I don't want to just be known for one thing. Versatility is very important to me.
Yeah, so when people grab a hold of your book, or when people go to your pop-up shops, or when people see your work, whether on social media or in person, like you just mentioned, what is it that you want your art to speak?
Since I shoot film, I just wanted to be given nostalgic vibes, because a lot of my work is inspired by the late 90s, early 2000s. So that's why I chose to shoot film over digital, because a lot of my favorite inspirations, they shot on film. So I just enjoy the process of the darkroom. So just nostalgic, clean cut, straight to the point, personal, moments with people. So that's pretty much how I would describe my art. Like personal, up close and personal.
So what does art mean to you, and specifically your art?
Well, art has saved my life, because I remember being in high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but the moment I picked up a camera, it made me feel different, you know what I'm saying? It just made me want to go out into the world and do stuff. So art, like I said, art has saved my life in ways it put me in rooms that I never thought I would be in. Like last month I was in the room with Metro Boomin and JID from Dreamville, and it's just like a camera put me in that room. So I will always say art just saved my life.
And when you're in those rooms,
you gotta stay calm. You can't be fanning out. You know what I'm saying? You have to stay calm. So that's the only way I know.
And you felt like you belonged.
I feel like you have to feel like you belong. That's it. I remember years ago, Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, put me to the side and told me I have to work on my approach. And ever since then, I've just been. You have to treat people how you want to be treated. Treat them like a person. So, because they always used to, can I get a pic? Can I get a pic? You have to talk to them regularly. Like, hey, how you doing today? Then proceed with your question. So, yeah, I just learned how to just approach people, and that's something I'm learning every year. So every year it's going to get better and better. So
what do you say to the little kid? Or
Yeah.
what do you say to your peer who really wants to pursue a career in photography?
Take your time, because being in the social media age, you can really get caught up in what everybody else is doing. You can get caught up in comparing yourself. So I would say take your time before you just come out to the world. Like I said, come up with a name for yourself. Come up with why you want to do it. Ask yourself, what's your end goal? I always feel like it's important to write everything down that you want to do. So I would just give advice and just say take your time and just perfect it before you come out. Be yourself. Figure out what you want to do and just do it.
And where can people find access to your highs and lows or any of your published works that you've done?
Well, it's on Amazon. If you type in my name, Earnest J Steed. My website is elabsarchives.com. Social media, same. So either way, you can go pick it up over there.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I really
No problem.
appreciate it.